Under the watchful eye of a Fish and Wildlife Conservation officer, he's packing up the rest of his alligators, venomous snakes, and snakes over 3 meters in length.
I just want to get this over with. Basically, I want to see these animals gone and this whole ordeal over.
No one can own these animals now, including people like Gary Oliver.
I mean, I comply to what their regulations are. Do I agree with what they're saying? Not always, no. And I think there's a lot of people in SPCA and bylaws that haven't got a clue what they're talking about when it comes to certain animals. It's just all, you know, it sounds like a good rule, so let's pass it, you know.
At least he's been able to make sure they aren't euthanized. The animals were all going to a private, accredited zoo called Reptile World, located in Drumheller, Alberta. Dave Bethel and his two partners opened up Reptile World in 1988, 23 years ago now, and just after similar regulations came into force in that province.
I guess we went through the exact same thing. It was confrontational at first because basically Fish and Wildlife aren't reptile experts. They're trying to enforce it to make it safe, but they don't know the individual species.
African, what is it?
Rock.
For example, there was no zoo permit, no zoo standards. When we first went, they went by big game farms. So one of the requirements that we were supposed to do is have chain link fence around the property, double 8-foot chain link fence around the property, and all the animals were supposed to have ear tags, which is a requirement for game farming. You can't ear tag a snake, obviously don't have ears, and a chain link fence wouldn't restrain them. So again, there's been a lot of refinement since then.
Have they been eating, Gary, these ones?
Yeah, they've eaten. They had some quail.
That's it?
That's it.
They don't eat much this time of year anyway.
No. Come on, Sheba. Come on.
You got a box for my face? Oh, you bet.
Yeah.
So Dave, do you keep stuff that, or drugs that somebody gets bit or not, or do you just get it you do?
We do, but
Do you have any with you?
no.
Well, he's going through a shed. He's going to be grumpy. You want to take him from that side?
Okay, you want me to move back a bit?
I know you did there.
Okay.
If I tell you to move.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's a little grumpy. Don't watch yourself up.
That's all. That's it. That's all.
Alright, now I got it.
Okay, grab his tail.
Tail first.
Got it?
Yeah, like, whoa.
Everybody get out. Okay. Get a stick across it.
You guys get back there. They almost get in the way. Either you go outside or go
Close
over
the
there.
door.
I'm not gonna close it. The snake's running around. You know what? Okay, you know what? I know you're pushing it like you're closer. Go over there. All right, so this thing gets out of the bag. Don't be rude, but I've been asking nicely, and these things are getting out of bag.
Which one is this, Jack?
This is the last one. It's the Mojave rattlesnake, so that's it. We're done.
Look, still got all our fingers.
Yeah, we got all our hands.
Gary says it's the end of his days of rescuing these kinds of animals. This means that there are likely going to be quite a few alligators and venomous snakes whose owners will keep them underground or, if they can't take care of the animal, euthanize it. But is this the beginning of the end of Cinemazoo? Gary says not. He says there's another door just ahead that he's about to open, and he's a guy who should know. He's opened more doors and reinvented himself more than most of us would in a lifetime. What is it about him, you know?
Well, because he's a silly ass.
There was, for example, the door that led to being a member of the Governor General's Horse Guards, and the door that led to co-owning a large and successful Arabian horse ranch. Oh yeah, and the door that led to opening up the Pacific Artist Studio in the famous Pender Auditorium in Vancouver, probably the first major artist co-op in Western Canada. And then, of course, 23 years ago, there was Cinemazoo, where finally he had managed to establish a career working with animals.
Usually when they hear a phone, they all say hello. Cinemazoo.
But just for now, it was sad watching those animals leave. The end of an era for Cinemazoo, and certainly not the ending we had expected the previous spring.